Hi guys, happy Sunday and welcome to this update video. I do hope you're doing really great today. Now we're going to be talking about what is taking place across the Atlantic. We can see that huge mess in the Eastern Caribbean, and that is associated with a tropical wave, the same one that was marked a couple days ago for some possible development, but eventually that didn't happen. But it's definitely brought a lot of rain to sections of the Lesser Antilles, and now Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands have been getting that kind of weather. And then eventually later on, we're going to see other spots in Hispaniola. And as the system moves further west, it could also help to influence the rainfall for Jamaica. Aside from that, there's a few other tropical waves that are out there right now. So let's go ahead and talk about it. Okay, so this is a look at our surface chart. We can see the axes of our tropical waves being marked, those orange lines. We see that one is towards the vicinity of Central America, that one in the Eastern Caribbean we just looked at, another about to enter the Caribbean, and a fourth one a bit further, not too far from the African coast. And as I always say, this is not something that is out of the norm. It's pretty much normal that every few days we get a new tropical wave coming off. Another will be making its way off the African coast very soon. But back to this main one here, the one in the Caribbean has been helping to induce a lot of heavy rain and thunderstorms. And with all of that, there could be some instances of flooding, especially in the more vulnerable places. So if it is a case where you should encounter any floodwaters, please stay safe and do not take any unnecessary risks. And if you're in Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands right now, let me know what the weather has been like for you with this tropical wave passing through. But it's pretty much out of the woods for much of the Lesser Antilles. As we can see, much isn't going on today. A few thunderstorms near Trinidad earlier. And for the ABC Islands, much of the convection associated with that tropical wave is to the north, so very little to no rain at all. And across Jamaica, especially some of our southern parishes this afternoon, there's some thunderstorm activity popping up. Heavy downpours in a few spots, likewise in a few sections of Cuba. Earlier within Grand Cayman, there was some thunderstorm activity, a little bit of moisture still loitering. And as I mentioned, there's that other tropical wave towards Central America. That's surely helping to induce some heavy downpours in sections of Honduras and also Nicaragua. And towards Belize, there are a few thunderstorms around this afternoon as well. Likewise for sections of Guatemala. Out to the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos, there isn't much going on at all. So that's the typical kind of weather that we have right now across the Caribbean region. Now, models were hinting at potentially seeing some development, but we have kind of a drop-off in those ensemble members. So we're going to look at that in just a moment. But then another factor which helps to influence the activity, and one of the main reasons we haven't been seeing much in terms of development, the Saharan air layer, all that dry air and dust coming from Africa. So as of right now, there is definitely some dry air across the main development region and a little dust plume which is about to enter the Caribbean and move through. Not going to be very dense, but you may notice those slightly hazy skies, and with all that dry air around, it may help to limit rainfall. And then as we're going to be heading throughout this week, there is going to be a substantial amount of dry air across the tropical Atlantic. It should keep things a bit quiet, or remaining quiet rather, in the area. But of course, the other environmental conditions, especially as it relates to those warm waters, completely favorable for development. We're looking at the North Atlantic on a whole here. Look at the Gulf, 30 degrees. I'm sure there's some 31, maybe 32 degrees Celsius isotherms in a couple spots as well. Very warm in the Caribbean, especially the northwestern part of the region. And also across the tropical Atlantic, we mainly have between 27 and 29 degrees Celsius out there. So looking at our ensemble members here, starting out with Euro, this goes as this coming Saturday, the 2nd of August, and we can see these different L's here to show that there could be a tropical wave which attempts to get itself together, but it's not as many members compared to before. In my previous update, this is the plethora of members that we saw. Now, seen an evident decline in that. As for GFS, we hardly see anything at all. So we're having a drop-off, as I mentioned, most likely due to mainly that dust out there. So even though the dust has been helping to keep things pretty quiet in terms of development, the tropical waves serve as rainmakers for the Caribbean is what we're currently seeing right now. And even though, yes, we may not have tropical storms or hurricanes with a lot of heavy rain, as I keep reiterating, there could be those instances of flooding. So that could definitely take place as the system continues to make its way westward across the Caribbean. And as I mentioned, the other areas which will likely be having an increase in rain because of it, Jamaica, Hispaniola right now, Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands are dealing with it. And so in terms of the timing of impacts, so as we head into later this evening for Hispaniola, and then towards Tuesday for Jamaica, there could be some increased heavy rain across sections of the area under the influence of that tropical wave as it makes its way by that time. So I'm here to keep you guys posted as per usual. And that is pretty much what I wanted to bring to your attention in today's update video. And I trust and hope you found it to be quite informative. But if you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the comments down below. I will get to you when I have the chance to do so. And remember to always be weatherwise.